In addition to the teacher notes, there are also lesson notes which can be shared with the students. Let's take a look at data representation 2. These lesson notes can be used to launch a lesson or to clarify an area of the lesson that students might be finding a challenge, or just for the students to quickly find the online lesson or some other resources that will be helpful. You'll see that there's this new panel down here in the left-hand menu, and you'll find the titles of each of the lessons listed. Let's click on Lesson 4. You'll see that the lesson is introduced with a brief introduction to the purpose of the lesson and the storyline, and also the student objective is written in language that students should be familiar with and will help you focus them on the learning purpose of the lesson. Let's also point out the Start button. This can be clicked on to take you to the online part of the lesson. You will also see a vocab list. These are primarily technical words that the students will come across in the lesson, and they are directly linked to a glossary which will provide a definition. You may want to discuss these with your students before sending them off to work independently. Under that, you will see each task, and it's separately listed. These titles expand to include a student learning objective, and a little bit more information about the plot or the task that's going to be completed. You'll also find additional screenshots, diagrams, and sometimes videos that you can use to introduce new concepts to your students, setting them up for success prior to beginning the lesson. You will also find in some of the lessons unplugged activities. Equipment or materials necessarily for each activity are listed to make preparations as easy as possible. Clear instructions are provided, and these can be shared when explaining an activity to students. These unplugged activities are great if you have limited devices or want to balance time spent online and offline. When you return to the teacher dashboard, you will notice that there is a resource library. Check this out as we are constantly creating new activities for your students.